Hey everybody, welcome back to a beautiful spring day here in Florida. And I am out in my back garden, actually my pool enclosure area. And you may remember that my lemon tree and my little mini container orchard is back here. And last year I had a lot of trouble with my lemon. I didn't get any fruit off of it at all. Had some very small fruits start early in the season. Um, all of them fell, and then it did. I was kind of shocked and extremely excited that it did rebloom a second time a little later. I think we had a cold snap, and that sort of tricked it into a second flush of blooms. But again, no fruit. I was struggling all year long with spider mites or aphids or some combination of both. And I really don't want that to happen this year. So I have been looking for some IPM, Integrated Pest Management solutions, where it's a more natural approach, something that I don't have to get a lot of insecticides or anything that could interfere with the healthiness of the fruit or of the microenvironment that it's in. So it's in a container. I can put some things there if I wanted to, but I'd rather not. So what I have learned and what I've been studying this week in particular is companion planting, and that's a great option for integrated pest management. Is when you have something that a certain kind of bug likes, put something else that it doesn't like. So what I'm actually doing is a little bit unconventional in a way, but I'm hoping that it's going to protect my lemon tree this season. And I will show you in just a moment that I actually have some very definite fruit starting all over the bush, all over the tree, and I'm super excited for that. I want to keep it going. So I have found some onions, and yes, I said onions with my lemon. The aphids and the spider mites don't like the smell of onions. And I've got enough room around the plant that I can put a few of these. Now, this is a big bag of onions. Each one of those little bulbs is going to turn into a full-size onion. So I'm going to be doing some succession planting with these, where I'll plant a few and I'll wait a week and I'll plant a few more, so that as the summer progresses that they will be ripening at different times. So I'm not overwhelmed with 100 onions all at once. This is a bag of 100. I'll get 2 or 3 and I'll be able to use those, and then I'll get 2 or 3 more and I'll have some time in between where I can use them while they're fresh. So companion planting, sorry, I've got a bus going by. Starting to do some micro editing with the pause button. So I have not quite jumped into the post editing of my videos, but trying to get there. I'm learning, I'm growing as I go, but at least I can hit pause and then continue recording in a moment. So the companion planting and the succession planting are two of my experiments and adventures this season, trying to get more yield over the season, over the growing time. And the other thing that can go along with onions and with the lemon as well, that they won't really conflict with each other, there's just enough space that I can fit a little bit of this in there, is cilantro. And if you'll notice, this one in particular, it is organic, but it's also a slow bolt. We have such a long warm season that the cilantro only produces for a certain period of time, where you can pluck the fresh leaves and then it will put out a flower head, and that flower, if it's pollinated, will turn to seed. That's what we call bolting. And any kind of a brassica is going to do that, and then multiple types of herbs can bolt, where they produce the seed and they're done. That's what their purpose in life was to do, was to reproduce and then move on. So I'm trying to prevent that, and I'm trying to get a little bit of a longer growing time where I can have fresh cilantro to use. So this slow bolt variety is going to be good for my growing zone. It does grow in most zones in the US, but when you plant it is going to vary. So in this case, we want to plant sometime between March and August is going to be that I could do some succession planting with this as well. So when one plant matures, fun fact, if you didn't know, a coriander seed is the seed for the cilantro. So you can use it in its seed form. A lot of Indian culture uses cilantro and coriander in their recipes. The Mexican food that you think of, the guacamole, that would be more just the cilantro, but they could put it into maybe a mole sauce or something like that. These seeds are a bit old, so I'm not sure how much I expect them to germinate, but I'd rather try, and if they don't work, then I'll get some fresh ones. Okay, so I have selected a couple of yellow onions, one white onion that has got some green starting to pop out of it. I'm going to take this little skin off the top of here, and then a couple of red onions. This one's a little soft and dry feeling, so I don't know how it's going to do, but I will give it a try. Again, I'll get it in the ground. If it takes and it grows, great. If not, then it wasn't going to work anyway, but I'll give it the chance. These are fresh. I just bought them last week. I'm going to sort of place them up and in. I don't need to go too deep. I'm already starting to hit a little bit of root on my lemon, and I don't want to interfere with the lemon, but I do want to try to give it some friends here. So I'm sort of aiming towards the edges, just disturbing a couple inches of soil is all that I need. Put one in the back over here. That's going to be my white one back here. I'll probably have to look at this video in a month or two to see which onion I put in each spot. And I've got a yellow and a red going right under here. Easy enough. If you think about the size of a mature onion, you want to give it some elbow room. So I have given it basically enough room that another onion could have been in between each of those. So here I've got my coriander. Like I said, these seeds are kind of old. They might be sort of stale. So I'm going to plant 2 or 3 together. And there's a fun little rhyme that my grandfather taught me. It says, one for the sparrow, one for the crow, one to rot, and one to grow. So he would actually put 4 together. So I've got, let's see, I've got 11 here. So I might do that. I might do a 4, 4, and 3. And then if they take, great. If not, then at least I tried. Working around where I put my onions. Oh, this guy's not welcome. Set him out for a minute. The cilantro is going to have some room to kind of grow up and around, and it'll maybe spill over the edges a little bit, so I'm not too worried about the vertical spacing, and I can always move it if I have to. And coming around, oh, there's my onion. Put some right back here. And I'll show you what I've got. So here's a couple of my onions. There's a red one on this side over here, yellow one down there. The white is back in the back through there. Let's see if I can get it to focus in. Oh, where'd he go? There he is. There's the white one. And then I set the coriander seeds, the cilantro seeds around that. And while we're here, I just have to show you, look at this little guy coming along, and this one down here. I should zoom out a little bit, but see how this is where they started? Look at that guy. He is definitely setting nicely. There's a few more blooms coming up here. Nice little cluster down underneath. Just look at all those. I know I've said this before. If you have never smelled citrus blossoms, oranges, lemons, grapefruit, any of it, try to find some. They are just so beautiful. So this is what I was talking about with my bug issues. You can see those spots, those spider mites, aphids, whatever they're planting along the way. A little bit of powdery issue going on. I'm going to take that leaf off because it's one of my bad ones. But that's what I'm trying to fight against, is getting those pests, those things that are harming my plant, to stay away from it. They don't like the smell of the cilantro. They don't like the smell of the onion. So everybody loves the smell of the lemon blossom and the fresh lemon fruit, but hopefully it'll cancel itself out and they will leave my fruits alone. Of course, right next to it, there's my little baby strawberries. I've got several more blooms on the ones without the Oya. Sorry, this is the one with the Oya. There he is. And they are just continuing to pop out more and more and more. I cannot wait to see how they continue and produce and the fruit that I get from them. So thanks for joining me. I hope you get a chance to enjoy your garden today. Make some time for it. Everybody says they're busy, they don't have time. Try to make some time and just enjoy it. Even if you don't get a project done, just stand out there and look at it. Have a great day.